Hey guys, Aaron from Rivet Wars Gaming here, and right now I'm going to walk you through my list of top 10 favorite games of right now. First one on the list, I put it here because I like the game a lot, but it doesn't really have a ton of replayability for me. It is Pandemic Legacy.
Just finished.
It was awesome.
Awesome.
Like, I love the game. It was super good. Just so much like Pandemic, but on steroids. If you haven't played it, go out and play it. It's a great game. I just don't think I'll get to replay it because the board gets messed up as you go and you can't start over. I'd have to buy another copy and play with another group of friends or something. I'll just have to wait till Season 2 comes out, if they do it, and they better. They better. Oh man, it's so good. So I guess Pandemic would kind of almost just take over this spot. But that's my number 10. Number 9, I'm going to go out for the underdog here. This is a game that's probably not on many people's list. Camp Grizzly. It's a game made by a company called Ameritrash Games.
I've never played this game. I have no idea what you're talking about even.
It's a co-op game. It's set in like a 1970s horror film where there's this guy in the woods like Jason. He's wearing a bear mask and he's trying to kill you, and you and your friends, you're all just your camp counselors and trying to like run around the camp, find supplies, and get the heck out of Dodge. You're just like, oh, we gotta get to the van, let's go.
This is probably some unknown Kickstarter, wasn't it?
It was like one of my first Kickstarters, yes.
Well, there you go.
My brothers,
first of many.
so many. My brother and sister love it, so we play it all the time. So that's why it made it to my top 10. After that, I'm gonna go into a little bit of a how do you say this? I don't even know what.
Bad?
No, it's an awesome game. It's called Blood Rage.
Blood Rage!
I've never played it, so I don't know.
It's very similar to like Cyclades or any other game where like you bid for different powers that you use at the time. It's like area control. It's really good. I like this game. Cool Mini or Not does a great job of their minis, with their games. I'm kind of a fan.
I would hope that a company called Cool Mini or Not does a good job making cool minis.
Or not.
They do. Next up, another co-op game. I'm a big fan of co-op games. Escape. This is a real-time game. You put in a CD, or you can download like the MP3. It's 10 minutes that you have as a group of explorers to go through this dungeon. And I just love that you're like rolling dice. There's no turns. That's why it's real time. It's just like you're rolling, you're taking your actions. You're rolling, you're taking your actions. And like the music is very like intense, and like it sounds like things are chasing after you, and it's collapsing. Yeah, it's like, oh god, get back to the center. So you gotta work together to like unlock doors and things. There's tons of expansions and add curses and traps and treasures. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it.
Have you ever played the zombie version of it?
The Zombie Escape, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Yeah, no, I haven't played that one. It's probably just as fun.
But with zombies.
Yeah. My next game on my list is Adventure Time Card Wars. These two don't really like it, just because it's super cartoony. I like it. It's
not only cartoony like in the artwork, but the gameplay is cartoony.
It says "floop this card," like
it's very, very comical. Like it's if you were to take,
magic.
Yeah,
it's very cartoon.
Yeah, and paste it on top, and then put that cartoon inside of a cartoon because it's based on the Adventure Time universe. And they're like, oh, this is our made-up game inside our universe. So it's very just weird. There's like crazy creatures and all kinds of stuff.
That's
but
true.
The deck's all like you build your own deck, very similar to like Magic or any other constructed
CCG.
Yeah, collectible card game where you just you buy cards and you just build up the deck. Really fun. I can't get enough of that game, and
I can't.
Sorry. I've had enough of that game.
Up next, number 5, is another Cool Mini or Not game, Rivet Wars. This is one of my favorite 1v1 like military struggle battle games.
It's a war game.
Yeah, war game. It's a war game. It's a war game miniatures game. You can actually take it off of the boards and just put it onto the table and assign points to like each unit, and they have health and all that kind of stuff. There's actually also air support. You can have planes that fly around. So there's like multiple layers to it. You have people that like in like heavy armor, artillery, like marching around. It's very
That sounds super epic,
it's
but they made it cartoony.
yes, it is chibi, the chibi art style, which is like the Japanese exaggerated heads and stuff. They're like very like, ooh, their head's like this big compared to their body.
I have to say, if it weren't for that, for the cartoon, that artwork, I probably would have liked it more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I didn't like dislike it necessarily. I didn't dislike the gameplay. I just disliked that, and that made me not want to play the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably
Artwork didn't bother me. It's a fun. Like, I give them a hard time for it, but we played it at the expo and it was a lot of fun.
I'm not all in yet, but I'm trying to get all of the expansions. They're a little hard to find.
I'm not all in yet, but I'm trying to give them all my money.
I'm trying to like here, take it all. So next up in my wars, so I went Card Wars, Rivet Wars. Next is Star Wars.
Star Wars, woo!
Imperial Assault.
So
/ Descent.
So it's Descent. It's cool,
Yeah.
guys.
But it's better because it's Star Wars.
Exactly. Descent was one of our first games we got into that was like campaign driven, like Overlord versus everyone, and it's co-op, but not for this guy. Tom's a bad guy. We're all working together.
Wes is the bad guy.
I'm always the bad guy.
Yeah, Wes is. But Star Wars, they refined it and made the game a little bit better. They actually have a 2-player, just 1v1 variant, and I think they added a 4-player, 1-for-all variant, or all-for-one variant, kind of a skirmish thing. And I haven't played the 4-way one, but it's a lot of fun. The 1v1, it's very, just kind of almost like Rivet Wars, where it's just like you battle each other. Lots of fun. Next up, DC deck building. Deck building games are another one of my favorite games. The type is just, it's so good because you're buying things and making your deck better. DC is very cutthroat at its core game, but they do have the expansions that make them fully cooperative, and I really enjoy those too. So, being the fact that I love cooperative games, I go back and I'm like, oh, now you can play this game. I really like it. But now it's better because we're all going to actually work together. We got new heroes that have more power and like actually help each other out a little better. They're not hindering each other as much, and instead of like attacking each other so much, you're trying to help each other. So if you don't like attacking each other in the base game, you can get the expansion and make it fully cooperative.
The only thing I want to say about this one is I actually gave you a lot of junk about this. Like when I first was playing this, I was like, I didn't like DC. It's dumb. Only the one currency, But the more and more I played it, the more I got it.
Yeah, that's what I like. It's one deck. It's like super easy to set up. You're just like, okay, we're gonna set this up and we play. Like I like Legendary also, but the fact that like it's like, okay, we're gonna play as Captain America, Deadpool. Let's play as Hawk Girl.
That's
kidding.
That's,
I know.
I know. Is it Marvel or DC?
Shut up. Just shut up.
So you gotta pick your characters, and then you gotta work together a little more. Instead of this, it's just like, all right, here's the deck. Let's play, and it's a little easier to teach, a little less of a curve to teach new players, I guess. My number 2 game seems like it's cooperative, but there's always a betrayer.
Almost.
Dead of Winter. Yeah, I guess almost
always a betrayer.
It's always me.
Like, even when there's not a betrayer, Aaron's like, I'm still just gonna stab you guys in the back.
I'm gonna get morale all the way to 0, and we all lose. That was fun.
That was my plan.
So, Dead of Winter is a great semi-cooperative game. Very fun. You're fighting off these zombies. You're trying to collect gear and resources so that you have this main scenario that you're trying to fulfill these different requirements each round. But then again, you're like, oh no, we're getting overrun over here. We need to work together to fight off that. And like, oh, we can't have too many people over here in the actual colony because then we need food. But it's great. And then on top of that, everybody has their own secret objective. Like maybe you're not a betrayer, but at the end of the game, for you to win, even if everybody won, for you to win, you're a junkie and you need to have 3 medicines in your hand at the end of the game. So like, there may be a point in the game where everybody needs medicine, but you're like, I kind of need to keep this. Like, what if I never get medicine again? So
It really adds a thematic. So, like, if there was a junkie in your colony and someone needed medicine, he'd be like,
I don't
yeah,
have
but
any.
I need this
Yeah,
medicine
exactly.
more than they do.
So, I really like the game. Next up, my top favorite game, Orcadia Quest. This game was another one of my, I think this was my first Cool Mini or Not game that I bought a long time ago.
Just nope.
It's so great. It's,
But dice, Tom! But
yeah.
dice!
That is, the minis are awesome, but the dice, I love the dice mechanic. It's like, okay, I get to roll 6 dice to attack you. Oh, 3 critical hits, I get to roll 3 more dice. 3 more critical hits, I get to roll 3 more dice.
It's like if you get 10 sticks of gum and you shove it in your mouth all the time. It's like chewing a big sock. It's like you think at first like, oh, that's gonna be awesome, and then you do it and you're like, this is just too much.
You get like the entire roll of bubble tape, and you're like,
oh yeah, that's I should have used that example. Bubble tape, man, it's taking me back. Anyways,
So yeah, the exploding dice mechanic is awesome. The fact that it's campaign driven, and so there's like, you'll play a scenario, you build a guild of 3 unique heroes that all have different abilities, and you gear them up. At the end of the scenario, depending on the quest you completed, you get gold, you buy more gear, better gear, you re-equip, and you go out and do the next scenario. And you guys, it's player versus environment, player versus player. It's a lot of fun. Like, if you're moving along and you pass by a monster, the player to the left gets to attack against you with that monster, and you're like fighting back against him. Or then all of a sudden Tom comes out and he wants to attack me. It's just tons of cutthroat fun.
it's a brawl. Really.
Yeah,
it's a brawl.
There's so many heroes. You can build your guild so many different ways. Like, a lot of replayability. So that's my top 10. I'd like to hear what you think about it. Just comment below. And make sure you check out both of these guys' videos. Wes has a video of his top 10. Tom has
that's
a video.
a great video.
Yeah,
Just
watch
check
mine
out
first. It's just the first one.
Because you don't want to spoil his by watching mine first.
Your choice. Pick one of them. But be sure that you subscribe and you'll never be bored.